I'm not gonna do no music. All right, folks, here we go. This the It Is What It Is show with Molly Bell from Compton and KP on here. How you doing, Molly?
I'm doing blessed. I didn't hear your music, but I'll let it go this time.
No, I didn't. I didn't play the theme song this time. I just dive right on in because I didn't have our theme song queued up.
Okay.
I didn't have it queued up today, so I figured I'd just go ahead on. We'll just get busy and get started. Yeah. So how's your day been going so far?
It's been all right. It's been all right. It's hot, but not like where you are. I'm watching the news, and it's a booger bear in Vegas.
Yeah, it's hot over here. It's 110 right now. So I'm not. I'm in the house, so I got my AC on. I got my hat too. Look, can you
I
see
can't.
it?
Oh, what? Oh, it is what it is.
It
I
is what
want.
it is, show. It
I
is what it
want
is, show, folks.
one. I want one too.
All right, I'll get you one.
All right.
I'll get you one, but you know good and well you ain't gonna wear no hat.
I might. I might because now remember, ain't no shame in my game. I got a lot of hair.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or should I say I got a lot of hairs?
Oh boy. Yeah, okay, Molly. Anyway, I want to dive right in because you know how we go, you know how we do. We'll get started on something and before you know it, we done went and touched on 20 topics. But I want to ask you a question. I wanted to ask to see if you knew about a pastor named Lorenzo Sewell out of Detroit, and he's the pastor that invited Trump to his church last week. Now here go my phone making noise. The
Go ahead and
I've seen
answer it.
we talking about your phone.
He
Your phone. Now
answered
we
it.
got.
It is what it is.
I'm doing a live show. I have to call you back. Go to YouTube and look at it. All right. Yeah.
What's the name of our show? What's the name of our show?
It is what it is.
That's what I'm talking about. When your phone rings, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Now we were just trying to go through the motions of trying to get your phone situated, and here mine is making noise. Doggone it! I thought I had that thing cut off. It is off.
Hey, everybody. I know he sent a lot of this out to the Marina Post Office.
My ringer's off. Why is it still making noise? Oh well. All right, I'm back. Yeah, the It Is What It Is show, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, but anyway, Molly, yeah, this is Pastor Lorenzo Sewell out of Detroit, Michigan, and he invited Trump to his church last week. And it's been a real. Did you hear about him?
Yes, but I also heard that it was more when they, because I watch him at my favorite news show is MSNP, MSNBC, and of course CNN. And they said on their show that they went to that church and it was more white folks in there than black folks.
Exactly.
And that they did it for the show. But when I watched Fox News, because I turned like to see what they're saying, and they said it was packed and how they cheered and everything. But I don't understand why I didn't see the show. So I don't know what the pastor said, or did he just like everybody else trying to get on that money train? They giving a lot of money. And if that's
he sold out.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say he sold out. I would just say that hey, he did what he did. If he brought them, and we don't know, he'll never get on the air and say, and I told my members not to come. Don't worry, they gonna bring them, because he may have told Trump, hey, all my members got to work. We don't have jobs. We got to do this, and if they're gonna come. but we don't know. But for me, I would rather that he had not done it, that the pastor
Exactly.
had not done it. I don't
Exactly.
think that I should let a snake into my house, knowing that that nobody else is in here, and I could keep my eye on the snake. But I don't know what snakes do.
Right.
Snakes
Well,
lay eggs
Here's
someplace.
the issue here. First of all, you have a convicted felon. You got a convicted rapist. You have a person in church cussing by the pulpit, cussing, lying, uh, and talking down against black people. I mean, wow, it was totally out of pocket. Everything Trump did and said was totally out of pocket. And now, after the show was done, Roland Martin and a few other people went online to talk about it. And but the pastor, actually went on Fox News. Roland Martin invited him to come to his show and talk about it, but he didn't go to Roland Martin's show. He went on Fox, and then he basically doubled down on the lies that Trump was talking about he's done more for black people than any other president and all those other lies. But I got a list here of all the things that Trump has done against black people.
And I have a list of all the things that Biden has done for black people. Let's
Right.
hear your list first.
Let's do it. Okay. So this is the stuff that Trump did. First of all, Trump appointed a lot of so-called conservative judges to the Supreme Court and a lot of other Supreme Courts across the country. And those judges are working toward they got rid of affirmative action in college. They're working toward getting rid of the diversity and equity programs across the country. And the Republican governors are already doing that in Florida and Texas and a bunch of other southern states anyway. What's happened under Trump? Voter suppression. That's what's going on then. And it's actually, they put a lot of this voter suppression stuff in place. Plus, the Republicans have been removing black people's names from the voting rolls in a lot of states. That's why I keep telling people, check your voting status, because they may have removed your name and you go down there thinking you're getting ready to vote and your name's not even on the voting roll. They got more physical attacks on black people under Trump.
Yes.
Black books removed from the libraries and from schools in Florida, Texas, and quite a few other Republican states. All that stuff is had direct correlation to Donald Trump. And in the state of Georgia, where they have the case against him for January 6th interference of the election, the Republicans there are constantly trying to change the rules and suppress Fani Willis to stop her from convicting Trump of all the charges that he had up against him. That's just a few of the things that. Oh yeah, one of the two things right quick that coalesce with each other. President Obama, when he was in office, what he did was he put in place by executive order to balance out the cocaine laws in across the country on a federal level, because the cocaine laws, they have mandatory minimum sentences that was put into place basically all the way back in 1992 when Bill Barr did the same job under Bush that he did under Trump, that attorney general job. And they put in these mandatory minimum sentences for black people, basically for anybody caught with crack. But you got cocaine, you get probation. But if you get caught with crack, you go to jail for a minimum of 5 years. You got that. Obama got rid of it. Trump put it back. Trump and Bill Barr put it back.
Yeah.
Plus, Obama signed executive order to start closing the for-profit prisons in the federal penitentiary system. Trump got in office. Bill Barr and Trump started opening them back up again. So, yeah, they've done a lot of dirt. Done a lot of dirt.
And
So,
and even more so of the things that Trump has done. First, remember, he got convicted of, I forgot the lady's name, in that clothing store where he reached and did.
I mentioned her. That was the rape. That was the rape that I mentioned.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, he's done stuff like that, and that was early on, and nobody seems to care about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was trying to put these. I was trying to put these comments in here.
Oh, okay, because it looked like he's gaining on me. I saw your face keep coming closer and closer. I say, Keith, we can't do no kissing.
I got it now. All right. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Trump. Yeah. So balance that out with the list of accomplishments that you got for Joe Biden.
And I've had this down because I still call in on talk radio. I put down the first thing that I know that is not being spoken of on either side.
Mm-hmm.
When Biden wins, and I say he's going to win, when he wins, and then he says, I'm only going to do a year or two, who becomes president?
Vice president.
And who is that?
Kamala Harris.
So do you think they want a black woman to be the president of the United States of America? With all the stuff?
They really gonna have a choice.
Right.
They don't want a woman, period. They don't want a woman to be president.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. And so, but under President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, first of all, when it was time for the vaccinations, and what's his name was saying, Trump was saying, take this, do this, don't do it. There was 200 million vaccinations given out free. He's added 6.4 million jobs. He passed the American Rescue Plan and a bipartisan infrastructure. It is the biggest drop in unemployment, lowest child poverty rate ever. Electric vehicles and car sales have doubled in 1 year. 5 million more Americans with health insurance. He expanded the Affordable Care Act. And you know what? I'm just adding this on here. Biden has been in office for a long time. He started off as a young man. And so when you and I and postal people, when we work at the post office, we get a chance to put our family on a health plan. And that's what President Barack Obama made sure that it happened. So Biden hasn't had to worry about taking care of his kids health-wise, but he did make sure that. So the affordable health care, because remember when President Barack Obama did that, and then Biden whispered into open mic, they call it a hot mic. He said, man, that's a big, and he said the word effing deal. He didn't even know how big that was. And so I understand that there are things that white folks don't know. I don't care how long they've been in office. They just don't know. And he took aggressive action to tackle the climate crisis. He addressed gun violence. He bolstered domestic manufacture. He confirmed historic judges. He did advance the Racial Equity Act, Build Back Better. He has done so much. He hasn't done the whole thing that he needs to do, but he's done a lot of things. And most of the legislation will take time to take hold. So when if Biden does not win, then when all of that go into effect, Trump gonna get all the credit. I guess I would be a little bit mean, because every time Trump would say anything about immigration, the first thing I said, oh my God, I would act like if I were Biden, I would say, yeah, you're right. A lot of immigrants are coming in. Man, how they getting over that wall that you built? Oh, no, you didn't build a wall. You said you were, but you didn't. You have to, well, we used to use the term mold it. We have to mold him, because Trump is a bad guy. He is an idiot. He's not fair. He's not just. And they said, I don't know, I don't know the facts. He made some tennis. They were red and gold, and and he said he did this for the black folks. That's not nice.
You know what? That was another one of those stupid derogatory gestures that he made toward black folks. And I don't understand the younger generation, because it's almost like they eat that kind of garbage up. They've been programmed for 50 years to gravitate toward the worst. With the rap music, the gangster rap and all the rest of that. And now you got all this, the women that, with the filthy rap that they be singing, and the stuff is just all negative. So it's like, to them, everything bad is good.
Yeah.
But bad is bad and good is good. That's the way it really should be. Bad is bad and good is good. Not everything bad is good. So we have a lot of work to do as a people to get our community back on track ourselves, to work on ourselves. And, because we can't sit here and allow our youth to fall for this trick. They don't have enough experience dealing with these criminals that we have. We got 30, 40, 50 years of dealing with this madness. I missed one vote since I was 18 years old, and that was because I was rushing to get to work and I forgot to go vote. One since I was 18.
I've never missed any. But I'm a couple of years older than you, so I've had.
Yeah, but it's a big deal. It was to vote was like, wow, we got the right to vote. So that was but the younger generation now, it's like so you figure 15 years, I'm just going to say 15 years as a generation. I'm just going to say that. So 15 years as a generation, you're talking about 30, 60 years since they signed the Civil Rights Act. It'll be 60 years coming up. So you're talking about 4 generations, and each generation, it gets progressively easier for them. So therefore, they don't know about the struggles that happened prior to that 60-year window. They don't know about the people that died. They don't want to hear about Martin Luther King. They don't want to hear about this. That's back in the old days. And you're trying to tell them, well, look, you were born into an era where you're getting pretty much a lot of good stuff just automatically happens. And it automatically happens because of the struggles that people already put in place, already did. So you can feel the way you feel. But because they're soft right now, that means that they're not fighting, continuing the battle. Because if you stop the battle, then what happens? Then you get ran over by a bulldozer like they're doing now. They're getting rid of rights. They're chipping away at civil rights a little bit at a time.
Trump, the system, it is a system. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing says that our job is 3 things. 1, fight for the liberation of Black people. 2, fight to end the system of white supremacy. And 3, replace it with a system of justice. And see, a lot of time we would say, these white supremacists get on my nerve. They love that. They want to hear that they are supreme. You're not making them mad when you call them white supremacists. It is the system. So we've got to change the system because, I like back, a little jazz back in the day. Love supreme. I love supreme. And that, I think that was Coltrane, but I'm not sure. I got it, I'm 77. And when
Mhm.
I do stuff like that, I always do it like this, Keith. I say, baby, I'm 77. So if I mess up, don't blame it on me. Yeah, you got to play the
You
game
over there
because
playing possum, playing possum.
but I'm saying and like you say, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what
It
it is. But
is what
we
it
can't
is.
sit back. We can't sit back, Molly. It's a lot. It's a lot of work to get that needs to be done between now and November, and then past November. But for now, this whole thing about the vote, this is more serious than people think it is because you're talking about going all the way back to the 1800s. If you put somebody like Trump in office, he's going to take away all of your rights, and not just black people, women's right to vote. That's going to go first,
That's
along
right.
with the black people right to vote. So they're going to get rid of they're going to get rid of all of that. He's talking about being a dictator. So that's what dictators do. They strip you and take away your rights. They're going to be trying to shut down the news media. They already throwing all that garbage propaganda out there using Fox News and all the rest of these fake news channels that spout out all of this negativity. Uh, they're not telling the truth. It's just like a tabloid, a living tabloid, and he's following the Adolf Hitler playbook, word
Yes.
for word, verbatim. It's all it is. Now it's like, okay, well, he's going to deputize all of these so-called militia people. Well, those were the brown shirts that Adolf Hitler had. Yeah, go in there and do this. Go in there and beat these people up. Do you know how many people down south are going to be catching hell come election time? They live in those little small towns, and they got to go into the town to go vote. You know the kind of hell they're going to be catching down south.
Yeah.
Because
And
they're going to be getting stopped along where you think you going. They're going to be getting stopped because that's how bold they got now. They've been
right.
emboldened by this foolish system that they think, and it's like, who is suppressing you? Nobody's suppressing you. You got 85% of the House, 90% of the Senate. You got just about every state in the union. 85 to 90% of the people that run that state are white.
That's
You
right.
own all the insurance companies, all the banks. Uh, so what are you suffering? You run all the
Yeah.
stock market. You run the stock market. Why? How are you suffering?
I
You know,
wish that I wish that I guess earlier you had said about even our music, a lot of the young people's rap music. We grew up with freedom songs.
mm-hmm.
Songs like "A Change Is Gonna Come." It's blowing in the
Yep,
wind. People get ready by the impressions. We shall overcome. Mavis Staple. Black
yep,
Rage by Kendrick Lamar. He's saying that now. And we talk about the Black National Anthem. We came up with Lift Every Voice and
right,
Sing with the
exactly.
stylistics and Billie Holiday. We grew up with uh, uh, today is uh, Say It Loud. Remember James Brown?
Oh yeah,
Say it
without a doubt.
loud. I'm black and
Yep,
I'm what?
black and
I'm
proud.
black and I'm proud. We had
Yep,
those songs. We had The Times They Are Changing. Mississippi, and Nina Simone said the other word
right,
to go with it. Mississippi GD.
right,
Freedom
right.
Highway. We shall not be moved. We're gonna fight the power that be. Arrested Development. Revolution songs by about Malcolm, about Martin, and Marvin Gaye with Inner City Blues. Sometimes it just make me want to holler. Nina Simone, To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. Wow, I know a lot of you know these songs. And the Staple Singers. I know a place and I'll take you there. I'm just saying, Bob Dylan, Redemption Song, Bob Marley, excuse me, the Redemption Song. We had our own music, we had our own song, and even the rappers were doing positive songs, you know, and then they put the money out there. And once the
Yeah.
money was out there, things changed. They
Yeah.
changed our rapping to I want to do this, I want to do that. And I just would like, I know it is what it is, but Keith, does it have to stay that way?
No, it
That's
don't
why
have
we're
to stay
doing
that way.
this show.
That's why we on this show tonight, because
That's right.
think about it. If we stand by or sit by and watch our youth be brainwashed by this foolishness and lied to by this liar, this crook, this thief that's telling them nobody else done nothing for you except for me. What do you got to lose? Telling all these lies. And then you got the youth thinking, well, when Trump was in office, we had money. But dude, that was because of COVID. And not only that, the
That's
president
right.
doesn't have
That's
control of the
right.
money. I have to say that again. The Senate is the one that's in control of the finances of Washington, D.C., not the president. You're talking about prices. The president doesn't have control over the food prices. He
That's
doesn't
right.
have control over the gas prices. He doesn't have control over any of that. So for people to blame Trump for what he did and not take it to heart and think about all the bad stuff that he did that got us in the position we are right now. First thing that a lot of people don't know is that he started cutting back on the Food and Drug Administration, on a USDA. He cut back on the USDA. These are the people that inspect your food to make sure you know that your food is safe. Now every week is something coming up, something wrong with the food. This week it was ice.
And we as postal workers, and I know some postal workers going to be listening and watch this. Remember, they took out all the mailboxes.
Took out all the
So that
mailboxes.
we couldn't even do the mail in our community. We had to take it down someplace, take off
Go
work,
to the post
and to
office and
do
mail
it.
it in. You got to go in and mail it in. You got to go in person.
Right. And I'm just saying that for those who don't remember that, because when you do it, when they do wrong hoping that we don't see it. I don't see how even the white folks, and then some of them going to turn to this show, even the white folks who say they have a relationship with God, have a man that held the Bible up and held it upside down.
Upside down.
And then he autographed it. Like he had something to do with it. He autographed it. Oh, my nails look nice. I can see it on the screen. I'm still not there,
things in life.
I'm still that I hadn't seen him on the screen like this. And so, but I'm saying he autographed the Bible. Like God gave him the right to do that. And he makes a mockery.
Yep, he made a mockery of it. And then he turned around and made a bigger mockery of it again by creating that fake Bible that he came up with that had the Constitution and a picture of the flag on the cover and the Constitution inside the Bible. Oh, come on, man. And he tried to selling them for $69 a piece. He's a crook, a thief, man.
And I didn't buy it. I was gonna order it only for one reason, is because of history. Because
you don't want that blasphemous Bible in your house.
No, I'm just saying. I have some of the things that I have because I don't believe that Trump is going to win this term. I believe that if he did, he said he would be a dictator on the first day, one day only. He said he would get even with those who went against him. He said, these are the things that he said that he would do. And in doing all of those things, he said, after this election, you won't have to vote for me anymore. And so instead of MSNBC and CNN saying, oh, that he probably means that you can't run but be president but twice, and he can't run again. So that's why he said you won't vote. That wasn't what he said.
No,
He's going to run. It's not going to be any
he'll
more elections.
He'll never
It's
leave.
not gonna. It'll. If he wins, this will be our last election. And some of you and some of us need to start thinking about passports and seeing if we're gonna have to get out of here. I have passport.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been to Ghana. I've been to Africa twice. I did my DNA back in the day when Jackie Stevens was on KJLH, and my DNA said that my family is from Sierra Leone. And I find that so hard because I am so gadget illiterate, but that's where the cobalt come from. That's where all the stuff that make all the insides of all of the technical things that we have. That's where diamonds come from, Sierra Leone. And so I said, and I like that, but I got to find out where rhinestones come from too, because I have some of those.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that we as a people have got to realize that we're up against a monster. And your friends, you've got to talk to them.
Yeah.
Tell them why you got to vote for Biden.
Right.
And
Your very freedom is at stake here.
Come on. Come on.
That's what they're not seeing. It's like you think that just because you jumping on that side of the fence and you're helping him get back in office, that you're going to benefit from it. And you black, you ain't going to benefit from that, because they constantly taking away more and more rights. Look, I got a couple of more things on that list that I didn't mention.
Go ahead.
One was that when Trump assigned Ben Carson to be in charge of HUD, what they did for HUD is they started stripping a lot of benefits away from HUD, like people that had things that they used through HUD. Man, I got everything going on over here. Anyway,
now hold on, Keith. First of all, when we've done this before, we never posted that it's going to be that is going out. Now that is out, and they done turned it on, somebody, and I believe it. They say ain't nobody listening to Keith and Mollie Bell. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. They listen.
Yes, they are, because they know we have the ear of those. Now go on back. Finish what you were saying.
Is that somebody? Oh boy, you just keep talking. I gotta go do something. Keep talking. Keep making statements. Keep talking.
All right. Going. First of all, hey y'all, how y'all doing? And I'm just saying that we really are God's people. And we can't talk hate. We can't talk we're going to go out and kill somebody, because we're not. You and I both know that we're not. There were tribes back in the day that when we were coming over on the slave ships, they jumped off of the ship and killed themselves rather than come here and be a slave. There are a lot of things that they've done for us, but we've come a long way. We're doing all right. Some of you have lovely homes. Some of you have good jobs. Your children are doing good. And they're trying to make the schools their ground for growing and teaching hatred. The only thing that can beat hatred is love. That's the only thing that can beat hatred. I'm not saying you got to love them. I'm saying you got to love us way, way more than what you think that we need to do. Some of you who know, work at the post office, who have these jobs, you know what you've got to do. You've got to make sure that when you have your class reunions, when you have your picnics, because we're supposed to, the marina, that's where I worked, they're going to do some things, and we've had picnics and different things. We've got to do what we've got to do. We've got to talk. They used to use a word, Keith, I think it's called clandestine, where you do little things in small groups. And that's how you get things done. We don't have to say, Molly Bell and Keith will say we're going to vote for Biden. You just tell your family. And not only tell them, take them. Take the young people and don't get caught up in that thing called AI. I saw a report the other day
I agree with everything.
that
I agree
said
with that.
artificial,
You know,
yeah, the
it's just
artificial
really sad.
intelligence. They said that artificial intelligence will take over in 5 to 10 years. You're not going to have to learn nothing. When I'm out, I'm still having health challenges, but when I'm out, Keith, I see people on the bus. They need to get something done right here on their head, because that's all I see is the top of their head. They all down with their fingers doing this. I was a weighmaster and I got corporal tunnel from pushing those gurneys and hand trucks on the scale. Their fingers are gonna go, and I don't know how to tell artificial intelligence. Maybe some of you know how, and you're gonna have to school me, because if I read it, I think it's so. But artificial, they call it AI. It's real, and I've seen a lot
Yeah,
of things about it. Go ahead, you back. You okay, Keith? You taking care of your
right.
business.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, but I was talking about that HUD, how HUD took away a lot of rights from people. I mean, it's like people that had Section 8 uh, under Trump. They cut back on welfare, on food stamps. They cut back on WIC. They cut back Meals on Wheels. Uh, they took away so much from not just black people, from poor people in general under the Trump administration. And for this liar to go into Detroit and tell this lie about what he has done for black folks. Now, all the time he was in office for 4 years, he never went to Detroit, not one time, to go talk to anybody black in Detroit while he was in office. So, but
He was
now,
building that
since he want
wall.
to hornswoggle you and brainwash you into try to vote for him, now he want to show up. What did you do for Detroit for 4 years you was there? Nothing. As a matter of fact, you badmouthed Detroit, said Detroit was a crap hole. They cheated on the elections. They should throw out all the votes from Detroit, Atlanta, and any Philly, most of those cities that had a majority of black people in them, Milwaukee, all of those cities that had black mayors and had black people running stuff. He attacked Atlanta. So come on now, read between the lines. Look at what his track record. Look at what he's done, and just stop right there.
He
You
hasn't
can't
done
tell me
anything.
nothing good that he's done for black folks.
Everything that he has done. Excuse me for talking over you.
Go ahead.
He hasn't done anything for us, and
Nothing.
anything that he will do, is planning on do. It is only for your vote. It
That's
is
a,
only.
those are the
It's
lies that he's
only.
telling. He's telling you these
Right,
lies
right,
about what
that's
he's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
do.
That's the only reason he's doing it is for your vote. And then when they turn around, you said, but he said he was going to do this, he was going to do that, and then you're going to think about Keith and Molly Bell and the day that, hey, I was on the show, and the show
Yeah,
was
he's gonna do
called
something for
"It
you, just like
Is
he
What
built
It
that
Is."
wall, just like you
It
said earlier.
is what it is. And
Yeah,
we've got to be the ones to tell the truth. Keith got
yeah,
his hat on. It is what it is.
yeah.
They used to say you can't define a word with the same word, but we're saying it is. The verb is to be.
Yeah.
It is what it is to be. And if we don't stop it, and we can,
Yeah.
and we can
We got
make America great again. He want to make America great. When my people was at the bottom of a ship, we can't
America
even
ain't
get
never been great.
That's what I'm saying. Ask the
And if
Indians.
it wasn't great for us.
But even ask the Indians. When they came here, the Indians, the indigenous people, they were already here. I heard what's that comedian Dave Chappelle talking about, he read in school that Indians were hunters and gatherers. He said he ain't seen no Indians hunting. He ain't seen none of them gathering nothing but being put on a reservation. And that's what they're going to do. And that's where they are. They gave them some casino money, but I am an activist. And I met with a lot of Indians, and they wanted to protest because so many of the Indian men were going to the casinos, meeting white women, marrying them, then they're having babies, and then those babies are going to take over all of everything that they own, what little bit. And every time I look at the casinos, they have them named. I'm talking about the new ones. The old ones were called Lady Luck and what were just casinos in Vegas. You know them all, Keith. Yeah, I know you know them. You know them all. But now they're called Yamaha, Pachanga. The names aren't even those names. They're going to take over all those casinos. They're going to take over everything that they're doing. And so I'm just saying, if you make a fist and you look at the people, there are 5 races. There's black, brown, red, yellow, and white. If you put them together, we are a mighty group of people. We are a fist. 4 against 1 can win unless you yield all your power to that one race. And I'm not a racist. I have family members, and some of you, and I know you, have family members who are married inside of white. But if you take a cup of milk, and you put some tea in it, it's going to get darker. If you put some coffee in it, it's going to get darker. Put some chocolate in it, it's going to get darker. You'll never take no milk, no coffee, a dark cup of coffee, and keep putting white milk in it and think it's going to get lighter. That's not how it works. So we have got to recognize that we are the powerful people. The United States of America will fit on the continent of Africa 3 times. And we are still in trouble there. So again, Keith, when he was saying the show, he said, we just going to call it Is What It Is.
Right,
and
right.
that's our job,
Yeah.
is to say it is.
Right. You touched on something that I really, really, really wanted to talk about it. I forgot until you just said it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now you just mentioned a lot of different nationalities, and we have a lot of different nationalities of people here in the United States. But from the study that I just went through, and I discovered that there are immigrants that are in this United States basically due to the situation and the work that Black people put in for civil rights. After the Civil Rights Initiative got ratified, a few years later, they came up with the immigration ratification that started allowing a lot of people to come in that they had been excluded. Chinese people, Asian people, people from India and places like that were excluded from coming to this United States. Now, anybody was coming from Europe, it wasn't no exclusions. But if he was coming from any of those other places, they had only so many people were allowed to come in every year. And after the Civil Rights Initiative got passed, they got rid of all of those quotas. Now, the people that benefit from what Black people put in place as far as like working, trying to get equality and trying to get equity in this country, and the ones that have the audacity to hate Black people, like people from India, for instance. People from India are making statements now that, well, we as Indian people achieve what we achieve in the United States because we're smarter than Black people, because of our culture and this and that. But if you were still in India, no matter whatever job you're doing here to make money, you wouldn't be making very much money there because India is a poor country.
That's right.
So you're taking advantage of what we worked hard to get, but then you want to turn around and point the finger at us and say the reason why we're not winning is because we're lazy and it's because of our culture. But in reality, the reason why we're not winning is because when they passed that law to start allowing y'all to come in, you benefited more from the civil rights initiatives than we did. White women have gotten more businesses started under affirmative action than Black women and any other person with affirmative action. So don't point the finger at us and say we're lazy, we're stupid, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that, and it's part of our culture to be at the bottom. That's not part of it. The part that they are missing, Filipinos, the Hispanics that are coming across the border, and I heard this article state that in the state of California, as far as reparations go, the biggest opponents of reparations are Asians and Mexicans. That state, they don't want Black people. Why should we have to pay for Black people reparations for Black folks? Why should they? We're hard workers. We work to get what we got. But if we didn't put in the work to get those rules changed in the first place, you wouldn't even be here making that money. So we're not your enemy. Black people are not your enemy. So, but now you want to side with them, with the enemy, and point the finger at us like, oh, well, you're jumping on that white bandwagon. That's what you're doing. You're jumping on that white bandwagon when the white man is the one standing at the border with the guns shooting at Mexicans coming across the border. There's not one Black person out there doing that.
That's right. And just since you brought up reparation, I was looking at my list.
After you get here, then all of a sudden we become the enemy.
I don't know what's happening to your
mic.
Make
it make sense.
Your mic was going in and out.
Yeah. Your phone has stopped. Did you freeze? Look like you froze over there. Oh, say something. Okay, no, okay, you moving. All right.
Yeah. I was going to say, while you bringing up reparation, let me just say this. I know Keith told me, he says, we just going to go about 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And then he says, so let's do that. You cool? So now you're going to blame it on me later on when we find out that we went over 30 or 40 minutes for reparations. But I want to say that we did a certificate of registration with the
going on wrong here with the electronics. So your phone is cutting off and
well, that was what your.
Do you have your phone plugged in?
Yeah, I have it. Everything is okay. I'm gonna unplug it.
Okay.
Maybe it's getting too hot.
Yeah. Something's going. Don't unplug it. Don't whatever you do, just leave it alone. Yeah. I think we need to come back. I think we need to come back because something is going on here, and the show is something's going on because I don't know. Maybe we getting interference because we telling too much truth over here. We telling too much truth over here today.
That's what I believe. That's
uh,
exactly what I believe. So I just want to
they trying to black us out.
I just want to remind everybody reparations. And we did say reparation. What is reparations? Reparation is repair. What is repair? Whatever it takes to make us whole. How do we know we're not whole? Because the Constitution said we was 3/5 of a person. I know a fraction when I hear a fraction. And so we as Black Dobas, descendants of Black African slaves, we're asking for reparation. And don't get into an argument about how much money should it be. Whatever it takes to make us whole, that's what we need. And that's what we're going to do. I know we were kind of, Keith and myself was kind of all over everything, but we had to get it in because tomorrow is the debate.
Yep.
And this debate, I'm asking everyone, and we're asking everyone, watch it. Call your friends and tell them. Because I believe and I know Trump is a liar. He's a whoremonger. He's a convicted felon, 34 counts. He's trying to stop and block everything that he's done. And when could any of us been arrested and had this many court trials and lawyers that's stopping him? He's spending all the money. I'm not a big fan of Melania, Trump's wife. Well, why she go for it? Maybe because she's Russian, and Netanyahu, who is one of our allies, and we've been helping him in Israel. I don't always agree with what's happening there, but I also know that it is something else, and that's a story for another day, Keith. I'm not gonna go there.
We definitely got to talk about that. How people of other nationalities are looking down on us, blaming us for not achieving. It's like, do you realize how many people have come here from other countries? Millions of people have come here, and those millions of people have taken the jobs that we would have got.
That's right.
So don't even point the finger at me talking about, and I hate it when Black people say it about Black people. Oh, they don't want to work. What person wakes up in the morning and just says, I know, I don't feel like I don't want to work. I just want to be broke for the rest of my life. Nobody says that.
That's right.
We got to get rid of that lie about a person not wanting to work. They want to work, but if you got a system that when you show up at the front door trying to fill out an application, they tell you, oh, well, we're not hiring right now. And then, but you look around the side of the building and it's 15 Mexicans going around the back that are getting hired. You coming to the front door, they won't hire you, but they coming around the back and they're willing to work for less money, undercutting you. Yeah, it's work out there. I see signs everywhere for hire. They're everywhere. But the people that are in charge of doing the hiring, you know, when you go there, make yourself presentable. Make yourself, you know, I know you say, well, I want to be able to be who I am. That's all good. Get your foot in the door first. Get your foot in the door first. Then you can be all you want to be. But get the job first. You know, come in there with a little decency and a little common sense. I've been working my whole entire life. And it's like, I'd never turned down a job. It's like, yeah. But I seen guys way back in the 70s like, oh, I'm not going to work for no less than this, no less than that. But with no skills. You got no skills, you got no experience, you got nothing. So you got to get your foot in the door. Take the job. Get the job. Take the job. Work your way up. Who knows? Before you know it, you might even be the owner of the doggone company. You know, if not a manager, the manager or the vice president, who knows?
And another thing you can do is start your own business.
Yep. Yeah, you can.
you can start your own business. I don't know how to do these broadcasts, and Keith, you kind of off screen, but I don't know how to do these broadcasts like this. But I heard that a lot of these people have these podcasts. Wait a minute, you took me off. A lot of
No,
these people
I was trying to because Molly, I mean not Molly, you already on there. Mickey was gonna try to come on for a second. I don't know.
Okay, bring Mickey on. Who, didn't I meet Mickey one other time?
Yeah, he was on here before the time we did the show before, but he was out someplace else. He was down in Tucson, I think he was down in Tucson at the time.
We'll put him. That was probably what was messing up a little while ago.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Okay.
What did I do? What did I do here? What did I do? I'm just over here messing up.
Bring on Mickey.
All right, I'm trying to change it so I can make you bigger. Trying to make you bigger. But I can't.
I'm trying to lose weight. Don't make me bigger. I know. I'm just having fun. But I know I must be up too close because I got my mama's cheekbones. That's that Indian in me. I look like a chipmunk. Yo, Alvin.
Oh man. Yep.
Well, listen. Do you want me to say my closing words, and then you could click me off or put me in the waiting room and put him in my spot?
Well, if he would come on, then I would. I don't think he's trying to come on.
Oh.
I don't think he's trying very hard because I don't see, like you did when you came up. It's not there. It's not there. Yep. Okay. I don't see it.
Yeah, mine says that I'm in the show. Everyone can see. Everyone can see and hear you.
Yeah, I don't see him. Anyway.
Well, we'll make arrangements the next time Mickey will be on.
And, yeah, we'll do another show. Yep.
Okay, well,
and he'll be our guest.
All right, it's about time for us to close. You said you didn't want to go over 35, 40 minutes. And then you said that to me, and I talked to myself that long.
There he is. There he is.
Hey, Mollie and KP.
How you doing?
What's good?
Good.
I'm the moderator here. Here you go. There you go.
There you go.
I'm just playing with y'all.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
How you doing? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Oh yeah, I hear you fine. Here we fine.
Good.
Let Molly finish what she was saying.
Okay.
And then me and you will do a 20 minute, whatever.
Okay.
That's cool with you, Molly?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave so you both of y'all could have the big screen.
We're gonna talk cannabis. Yeah.
But I'll still be able to listen, will I, Keith?
Yeah, you'll be able to you should be able to listen.
Yeah, you could put me in when it comes on, it'll say you in the other room. I could wait and put me there. Okay, listen to everybody out there. I just want to say we got to swing. I heard Cornel West say the other day that if we go down, we got to go down swinging. And then he added, because it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So we got to swing for everything that we want in life. And I say to you with a black fist, all you prayer warriors, you know what you've got to do. You've got to keep fasting. You've got to keep praying because the struggle continues. And always, to God be the glory. Thank you. And I'll see you the next time I see you.
All right, Molly. Thank you, Molly.
Man.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed day. Have a blessed
day. Good to see you, Molly.
You too.
Take care.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to. All right, you should be able to still hear us. All right, what's up? What's up, Mick?
What's up, KP?
Good to see you, over here, man. Me and Mollie was doing a show here. I look like my camera keep messing up and moving and acting up. I can't keep it. I can't keep it going.
Can't keep it going.
We're going. Yep.
Always good to see Mollie.
Yeah. I just
doing well.
Out of the video. But yeah, man, how you been?
I've been doing all right, man. I had a great Juneteenth. Had a chance to get out amongst the people. Had a good time, man. Had a chance to talk a little bit, run my mouth a little bit in Las Vegas. And it was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun, you know. And
yeah.
How about yourself?
Oh man, I've just been trying to beat this heat, man.
Yeah.
You been watching the draft today?
A little bit. I've been watching. I was on and off. It was just a lot of foreign players. A lot of French players are taking charge of that draft. The first.
Is that right? Wow.
Three out of the first 6, I believe it was. Maybe 4 out of the first.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan. That's the whole plan right there.
Yeah. There's
that's the whole plan. Get rid of us. Just get us out.
Out. Yeah. That's
you guys better wake up. They better wake up.
It's happening in so many different places where, you know, there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, they need to wake up.
But if I can, I want to talk for a minute about what happened today with college. I don't know if you and Mollie had a chance to discuss it, but what happened with college sports today? I don't know if you were aware that they'll no longer be testing for cannabis for college sports.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's going to be out of the pros, like the NBA, and it's going to be out of college.
Mollie, if you can hear us, shake your head. Okay.
Yeah, so now no one will have to worry about that, not even in college. So that's a big thing because, you know, we've been waiting for this cannabis thing to break and for people to get their piece of the action here. And that's what I talked about at Juneteenth. I had a booth there and we talked about that. I gave a little update on the what's going on with the market and how things are going to happen with this 280E and how they're going to eliminate these taxes and stuff for these corporations. They're going to make the IRS code is going to go by. They're not going to legalize it totally, but they're going in that direction. And it's going from the streets to Wall Street. So
they basically what you're saying is they just chipping away little by little. Mollie, we can hear you again if you want to chime in. They're chipping away little by little.
Little by little.
Little by little at the whole thing about, you know, about the marijuana in the country. What state was that just said they were going to release maybe 200 or 300 people they were going to release from jail?
No, Maryland has done something. I believe it was Maryland. With the brother governor there at Maryland, he's released some people.
Right. I think that might be the state.
Yeah.
Most of those guys come out of Baltimore that were locked up.
Right, quite a few. But now, you know, when they turn this over, though, my thing is when they turn this over, which they're going to sooner or later, because there's too much money, too many tax dollars involved. When they turn this thing over, we need to be in there and get a part of this some kind of way, you know, because they raised the prices up so high, $500,000 you got to have just to get into the game. You know, it's some changes definitely need to be made. That's quite a bit of income that
it's pretty sad though, man. It's sad because, like you said, the majority of the people that are locked up for marijuana are minorities.
Sure.
Minorities that could not afford to hire an attorney. And the original ones that were getting locked up for marijuana goes all the way back to the 60s. The hippies
Yeah.
that were getting locked up for marijuana in the 60s. But after J. Edgar Hoover sent out that memo to all the police stations in the country to stop focusing on arresting these white kids and start focusing on these minorities in the inner city.
Yeah.
They've been doing it ever since, and they never stopped. They're still arresting minorities at a higher rate than anybody else when it comes to drugs. But they use more drugs than minorities do, and it's more of them. It's more of them than it is of us. We're only 13% of the population. So how is it that we're 50% of the population in jail when we're only 13% of the population on the street?
Yeah, for real. And now,
can you say something? Say something, Mollie, so we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Across from the airport. Anyway, I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was gonna tell you, KP, even the people that they letting out of jail, it seems like we was put in first, rounded up, and now we some of the last ones to get out.
Right. But those ones that I'm saying, those ones had money. The people that got out, it wasn't black, they had money, so they was able to bail out.
Yeah.
So that's
the
whole thing. That another thing that these people are not thinking about, and they talk about they can identify with Trump being convicted and this and that, but it's like he haven't spent not one minute in jail. You, on the other hand, will get locked up in jail. You'll sit in jail for 2 years, 3 years before they finally decide to send you to court. And then you got to go back and forth between jail and court, because you don't have the money to bail out. Nevada has a no bail policy for misdemeanors and low felonies. I mean, any high felonies like murder or kidnapping, stuff like that, there's no bail for that. But it's bail for that. But if you get busted for, say a drug possession, they're gonna let you out because they're not gonna keep you with the no bail policy. They're not gonna keep you now. And I think California, some cities in California, are trying to work on that too. And I believe they have the same thing in the city of New York City, where they got the thing where you just go in and they take your fingerprints or whatever, and then they let you go out the back door and give you a court date. So that system is changing, but it's changing, and I agree with what you're saying. The whole thing about the marijuana, don't let it be a trap. And that's like jobs, for instance. When they first legalized marijuana in the state of California, when you had to have like a medical card. And a friend of mine, his son went out. Oh yeah, he was rushing down there to try to get him a medical card, and he got his medical card. And I said, dude, you got your medical card, and now you can go buy marijuana, but don't you know that you just stopped yourself from getting any government job and a lot of other jobs now because you got marijuana in your system? So you shoot yourself in the foot. You're having fun with the weed. You're trying to do it the legal way, but at the same time, it's other pitfalls and there's other landmines in the way that's going to stop you from achieving a decent way of living when it comes to working and all that.
Got that catch-22 there. You damned if you do, damned if you don't, huh?
Exactly.
That's why I look at it from an investment point of view. Because I'm no longer in the workforce. I'm retired, and it's different. There's brothers out there in their 20s, 30s, 40s. They kicking it. They doing what they do on the weekends or what have you. Get their work on. That's all right. I ain't mad at you. Do your thing. But if this game is going to be just like alcohol, and they're going to, our grandpas and great-great-grandpas who was selling this stuff in their trunk of their car. If we're not going to be able to go that route, you know, and not going to be able to be part of that, then, you know, we may as well get a little piece of some of these companies. Like you see, I'm wearing a shirt, Planet 13 there. That's a big one. I'm not down with Planet 13, but it's a good company. I just know the people there.
Yeah.
But,
well, you know what, Mick? It's I don't know. They made it so poor people and minorities can't afford, even though they want to legally be able to sell marijuana legally and they want to get the permits and all that, they make it difficult by pricing you out. They make the fees so high you can't afford to get the permits. And then even then they might even look at your record and say, well, you've been busted for marijuana back in 1972, so therefore you can't qualify to get a permit to sell marijuana. You know, it's always the deck is always stacked. Tobacco companies and all these big corporations that already got the facilities to manufacture, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna make the most money out of this once they get it going. The small people are not going to be making the kind of money they're making right now. They're making money right now. But when
small guy will be,
right, but when Cool Cigarettes get involved and Camel and all the rest of them get involved, those Mike Tyson little marijuana thing, it's big now, but it's going to be tiny compared to the Cool Cigarettes. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't win, man. We can't win.
So
every time they keep stacking the deck against us, every time we try to move forward, it's like you got to move 2 steps backwards and then you got to start all over again. So I'm not discouraged. I'm just saying we have to fight harder and we got to stick together more. If it's 5 people out there that want, and it's like there's one person that's trying to get his marijuana license, hook up with those other 5 people, put your money together and go ahead and get a license. Work on it till you can get enough money to open up another shop until you got 5 shops open up and everybody got a shop. You see what I'm saying?
But together,
make sure everybody get their permits. Make the money, take the money you make off selling the marijuana to pay for another permit for somebody else to get it.
Yeah, I see it. You know, it's doable. You know, brothers, they got to get together, and it's something that's got to be worked on. You know,
they got to wake up, man. They got to wake up. I mean, you know, you see other people doing it all day long.
Sure.
You get the beans, you get the rice. I got the chicken. Let's eat.
There you go. That's right.
We ain't got to sit up here and starve. I don't have to sit there and say, I don't have no place to live. It's like, well, you got a check, I got a check. We got 3 checks. Let's put our money together and rent a spot. Rent a house. You know, not an apartment, rent a house.
A couple years ago, I was talking about that, what you're talking about, getting together with some of the young NBA players. Because, you know, we have the summer league. We have the summer league here, and I always go to the summer league, and I get a chance to talk to some of them, and I'm finding out. That's why I got this Planet 13 shirt. That was the NBA that year, a couple years ago. That was their favorite #1 dispensary for the young NBA players. And now I'm gonna find out here in a couple weeks.
What about the NBA? I mean, I know the NBA has always had a open door policy when it came to marijuana, but I don't know if they just put it in writing, because I know they kind of looked the other way when the pros got caught smoking or whatever. Kind of looked the other way, but I don't think it's in writing.
It's in writing now. This is just recent stuff, recent developments. Recent developments with the NBA, just recent developments with the NCAA. So the NCAA, as I understand, is going to cover all you know, all their leagues and everything, you know.
All right. Yeah.
The NBA, yeah, which is good. I mean, it's good for the players. They can be out in the open and they can invest now in those areas, possibly.
Okay.
See?
Okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah, you can, you know,
Yeah.
you can get involved with it legally, which they
Yeah.
should have been able to the whole time, because they've been
All
a
right.
lot of them, you know, like everybody else, every other, you know, they got a lot of money and they throwing a lot of money away in a lot of different areas. And,
Yeah.
you know, some of that stuff is not sticking with a lot of those guys. As you can
Yeah.
see, what the average
Yeah.
football player, what, 4 years out of football, he's bankrupt, you know? So it's,
yeah, man, we've been on for like an hour and a half now. I'm gonna bring Mollie back in so she
yeah.
can chime in. Sister Mollie.
All right, I I put me on mute, have put the mic
Good.
on mute and everything, and I'm just enjoying this. I
Good.
just said I want everybody, whatever venture that they start,
Yeah.
then before you start anything, get you an attorney.
Oh yeah.
Get an attorney first.
Yep. Gotta have it.
Get an attorney first before you do anything, because when my mother used to cook, when my mother was alive and she would cook, she would make a cake. But before she made the big cake, she made something called a sample. It was in a little small pan, you know, and she asked us to come and taste it to see what it'd be like. And I'm saying that you don't want to be the guinea pig and then let them work out all the issues on you. When you get an attorney and then they could do it. And since I've been off work for a while, I watch a lot of those crime shows. And as soon as the bad guy, the stupid bad guy, he tell everything. Then the smart bad guy, he said, I want a lawyer. And they can't say nothing else to you when you're arrested. Once you lawyer up, it's over with. It's over with. So I'm not sure about this, because there are a lot of people who do bad things. In Compton, we have something called the sheriff department, and they have on the outside of their car a sign that says a tradition of service since 1855. Now, first of all, California had just become, since 1850, California had just become a state. There were no slaves here. California is not a slave state. We were a free state when we became a state. But they have a tradition, but they do way more arresting than some of the states, because after we were made free, we came in as a free state, then the sheriff department, they would catch what they call runaway slaves. So runaway slaves thought they were coming to a free state, but they didn't. They didn't lawyer up. And so I'm just saying, lawyer up, make sure you have everything in control, because everybody needs a guinea pig. They need someone to do it. And so I know that you are involved in all the things that you do, but right now you're not an NBA player. You got a nice t-shirt, but you ain't making the money that the folks you want to run. You ain't making the money that they want to run with. You're not making that kind of money yet. But you make sure you hook up, because you might be the one who can look up all the information and find out, because even though California had no slaves, slavery was never in California, but California was a free state, and that's where the runaway slaves came to, and they arrested them right here in California. So just be smart. Scripture says, "In all thy getting, get an understanding."
I
And
understand.
I'm listening to you, and you were understanding, you know. And I saw Keith nodding his head. He don't usually nod his head. He'll look at you, but when he see that you're talking right, he'll, you know, we love this.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we love to bounce with it
Yeah.
and go along
Yeah,
with it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
it's
But
all good.
That's all good, bro.
congratulations on
Yeah,
everything that you
me
do.
and Mick. Thanks, Molly. Me and Mick, we're gonna get together because I had already discussed doing a show out there, out in the outdoors. We're gonna get together and do that show. I just wanted to let him come in for a minute and holler at us and
Yeah.
chime in, see what you up to.
So good seeing you. I ain't seen you in a while, Molly. It's so good seeing you and
Well,
KP
thank you.
together.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you get ready to start selling pieces, I got 5 on it.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. You know, Mickey, I think the last time you was on the show when we was all three together, you were down in Tucson, and you kind of
Yeah.
had a bad connection, but you got a real good connection today. I'm the one that's having problem because my mic is steady moving and going crazy, and I can't get it to act right. So I'm moving down here and I'm moving over here. I'm trying to stay in
Yeah,
focus. And,
I've seen I've
Yeah,
seen
we can
trying to
me
see
stay
you.
in focus.
me
So
me 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 and Mickey been, you know, we've been stable. Hey Mickey.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
hey,
Mickey.
y'all stable. I'm over here. I'm
We've
all
been
twisted
stable.
up.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like the Hunchback of Notre Dame over here trying to fit in the screen. All
Yeah.
right,
I'm
folks. I'm
telling you.
gonna cut it. I'm gonna shut it off here. I'm glad that you were able to make it.
Me
Uh,
too, man.
Molly Bell, I'm glad you was able to make it. Mickey to come in and chime in for a minute. That's good information. You're
Thank you,
talking
man.
about with the thing with the colleges and the cannabis situation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, K, K,
they only
KP,
call it marijuana. They only call it
yeah,
marijuana when they want to
yeah.
make it a villainous
What,
situation.
what was what was that basketball lady Grenier? Didn't she
Yeah.
give
Brittany Griner.
Oh,
Yeah,
Brittany
Griner.
Griner.
Griner? Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
yeah,
And she had a prescription for it and everything. So I'm just
yeah.
saying,
She had a
just be
prescription
mindful.
there. She
Yeah.
had a
She got.
prescription here. She didn't
Right.
have no
But
prescription
like I
there.
said, her lawyer, somebody should have said this prescription is good, but if you're going overseas,
Oh
it
yeah.
don't mean a thing.
Yeah,
It don't,
yeah,
I said
Yeah.
it earlier, it don't mean a thing
yeah.
if it ain't got that swing. And
People don't.
so,
Yeah, sometimes people think they're bigger than who they really are. Uh,
Yeah.
Whitney Houston and Dionne Warwick got arrested for marijuana and trying to bring some back from Hawaii once. So, sometimes people that think that they're stars or whatever, they think they're up here above everybody else, they get themselves in a lot of trouble. The
and
Beatles got in trouble
sometimes,
for
and,
marijuana. Yep.
sometimes,
Mhm.
Keith, they think they white.
Yeah, that too.
White folks get away just because they let you in their world.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they're not you might be a squirrel in their world, but that don't mean they're gonna give you a nut.
Right. But
You
they
know,
just they're looking for any little thing. My camera's all the way on the ground. Y'all wouldn't believe it. They looking
Anything,
for
man.
any little thing to take you and rough you up and arrest you and toss you in jail. Any little thing that they can possibly get
Click.
to get you, they're gonna use it to get you if they really want you bad enough.
do that again.
Didn't see
Mickey,
it.
do it again.
Click,
How'd you do
click,
click?
click. And
Yeah.
what did Denzel say in Training Day when they said they're looking for a brother? He said, "What? Will anyone do?
Exactly.
Anyone will do?"
Yeah, who's been escaping? Who have we arrested 5 times and they keep getting out? That's the guy they're going to get the 6th time. They're going to get him. So Football Williams, they've been trying to get him for a long time, and then when the riots jumped off, they're like, "Oh, we got him now."
Yeah, like I said, in fact, I had prayer the other day with Georgiana Williams, Football Williams' mother. I knew that whole
Yes.
family very
Oh, yeah.
well.
Okay.
And so, I did a lot of
Right.
stuff. That was
Oh,
one of my first activities as going out in the street. doing
Mom,
things like this. Uh-huh.
I never gave you your props for your action during the riots when you worked with Football Williams and the whole family there. I'm gonna tell you, I want to give you your props right now. You was out there,
Asante Sana.
you was out
Thank
there.
you.
And we
Yeah.
loved you for that. We always will.
That's a
And,
whole nother show
Yeah,
right there.
that's a whole nother show. We can talk about it.
I was still at the post office, and some of my friends would call some of my other friends and say, like Ella King, LaShonda, and different ones,
Uh-huh.
and say, I saw Mollie Bell on TV. And she said, I see her over there in them sacks.
Yeah, we were calling you on the radio and everything. I remember, boy. Yeah.
And I
The
still
postal story is coming.
Oh, that's coming.
All right, folks. I'm
All right, Keith.
at that, hey, without further ado, we're gonna have to go ahead and call it a day here. We almost went 2 hours. We went an hour over, Molly. An hour over. It's an hour and 41 minutes.
Thanks for the opportunity, brother. Thank you, Molly.
All right.
Both of y'all take care.
All right now. Okay, my brother. I'll hit you. I'll hit both of y'all up on the phone here in a second.
All right, you take care.
All right, folks. That was KP's Video News and the It Is What It Is show. The It Is What It Is show with Mollie Bell. And we got to I don't know. We got to do what we did today. And it's a pretty good show. And then we had a special guest with Mickey D from Mickey D and the Scoop on YouTube that popped in. But it is It Is What It Is show with Mollie Bell from Compton and KP Video News. So don't forget, we're going to try to make a series out of this. This is our second show, the It Is What It Is show. And hey, peace.